说中文。
Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese. Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese.
Hello there, elementaries. We're bringing you lessons in spoken Mandarin once again because we are Chinese Pod and we are coming from Shanghai, China.
Yes.
And
We're a team.
We're a team. So what is your name, by the way, miss?
I'm Jenny.
Jenny, okay, and I'm Ken. Now, we have a very special lesson today because it's something different. We have a story, and it is in fact an ancient story from
Yes.
ancient China. And I guess it might even qualify as a fable of
Fable.
sorts.
Yes, it does.
Okay, that's good. Now, could you tell us the name in Chinese, please, of this story? Because everybody in China knows this.
愚公移山.
愚公移山.
Yes.
Wow. Now,
Do you have any idea what that means?
yes, I do, because I'm looking at the translation in front of me. There's a guy called Yu Gong,
Yeah,
right?
it's the name of the old man.
The old man, he's really old. I mean, like really old. Like
Yes.
Methuselah old. He's really old. And he decides to do something which is kind of crazy. Move a mountain.
Consuming.
Move
Yes.
a mountain. Yeah. Now, we actually use the expression to move mountains also as a metaphor in English.
Yeah.
In fact, this isn't meant metaphorically. In English, we use it metaphorically. You know, I'd move mountains for you kind of thing. Or I'd do anything, that kind of thing. Now, in this case, we actually take it literally. So it's the story of an old man.
literally, yeah.
He literally
Launched to move not one but two
mountains in order to demonstrate the virtues of patience and perseverance. And good spade work, perhaps.
Yes.
Anyway, so let's listen to this incredible story. I'm told it's true, but who knows? Let's listen to it one time, and then we'll come back and we'll break it apart.
"有一个老人叫愚公，他家门前有2座大山挡着路。他决定和家人一起移山。另一个老人笑他太傻，认为不可能。愚公说：
我死了，有儿子，儿子死了，还有孙子，孙子死了，还有他的孙子。但是这2座山不会长高，只要我们坚持，最后一定能成功。
Okay, now, interesting story.
And we have to have the translation
Well,
now.
we do because we have to dig down, as it were. Sorry.
有一个老人叫愚公，他家门前有2座大山挡着路，他决定和家人一起移山。
There was an old man named Yu Gong. In front of the gate of his home were 2 big mountains blocking the road. So he decided, together with his family, to move the mountains.
另一个老人笑他太傻，认为不可能。
Another old man mocked him and thought it was impossible.
愚公说：“我死了，有儿子；儿子死了，还有孙子；孙子死了，还有他的孙子。”
Yu Gong said, "When I die, I've got a son. When my son dies, he is a grandson. When my grandson dies, there'll be his grandsons."
但是这2座山不会长高，
But those 2 mountains won't grow any taller.
只要我们坚持，最后一定能成功。
As long as we persevere, in the end, we're sure to succeed.
Wow, you have to hand it to him.
You have to hand it to him. You have to hand the shovel to him, I guess, because he better get started if you're going to move 2 mountains.
We sound so mean.
Well, I mean, it is a very interesting story. Okay, so
It's not a true story.
It's not a
even
true
though
story. Well,
I
how do
guess
you
there
know?
are people who decided to do this but never succeeded.
well, yeah. I
The
mean,
complete story is that his spirit moved God,
Yeah.
and God actually moved the mountains.
wow. So there is another element to the story,
Yes.
yeah, that he had the help of the gods to actually move the mountains in the end. No, it is very interesting because clearly, I mean, all of these stories, I mean, they're kind of reductionistic. They focus
Yes.
on one thing. Now, in here, clearly, what we're looking at here is perseverance and all of those virtues that traditional societies tend to
Yes.
to you
And
know.
the contemporary critique is, why doesn't he just move his home?
That's very postmodern of you,
Yes.
miss.
Breaking down the grand narrative.
Well, yeah, there was always 2 options. These days, obviously, there's 2 mountains in front of your house. You move the house, you don't move the
Yes.
mountains. Good. There's no answer to that, Jenny. My daughter would call you a smarty pants, okay?
Oh.
I don't know how to answer that. So why don't we look at the structures here and see what we can dig up?
有一个老人叫愚公，他家门前有2座大山挡着路。
All right. The first thing is the measure word for
Mountains.
mountain, which is
座，座，
so you have 1 mountain is
一座山，
and 2 mountains.
2座山。
Good. Another phrase here I like. In front of is his house.
家门前，他家门前。
Good. So you could also say 我家门前 in front, right in front of my house. That's a pretty good expression there. Now, to block or to be in the way here, something it blocked the street. The expression was
挡着路，挡着路。
挡着路 as third tone 挡, right?
Yes.
And it's used mostly only in this. It's not like an official, like a roadblock. It's more
No.
like something's in the way.
Yes.
It's something in my way. Okay.
Welcome back to another installment of Chinese Pod Trivia. And the question for you is, for what test does Chinese Pod offer preparation services for? Is it A, the polygraph, B, the colonoscopy, C, the HSK test, or D, the CAT scan?
The CAT scan?
Ooh, sorry, that is incorrect. The correct answer is C, the HSK test. That's right, Chinese Pod will thoroughly prepare you to pass this rigorous test of proficiency in Chinese. ChinesePod.com/HSK.
Now, the phrase for with his family, we call that
和家人一起。
和家人一起. Good. So together with his family to move the mountain. Now, the verb here was
移山，移。
yi, second tone.
Yes.
And this is the same yi as
移动。
yi dong, as in to move.
Yes.
Okay, great. Now, yi shan means to move the mountain.
mountain.
Okay. Good. Now, as we push on, another old guy laughed at him or mocked him. How did we say that?
另一个老人笑他太傻。另一个老人笑他太傻。
Now, the word here, 傻,
傻，
is third tone,
Yes.
and it means
当
dumb or stupid. It means stupid. Okay. Now, so the expression laughed and mocked him is how I would translate it. Could we
Yeah.
hear that?
笑他，笑他。
Is to laugh at him, 笑他, laugh at him, that he was too stupid.
太傻，太傻。
Good. So when we put it together, we get
笑他太傻。
so kind of mocked him, laughed at him, and so on, and thought it was impossible.
认为不可能，认为不可能。
Now, 认为, fourth tone, second tone means
Yes.
to believe, to be of the opinion, to
Yeah.
think. Okay.
Yes.
认为, it's the equivalent of having an opinion. 我认为 was my opinion, I think, and so on. 认为不可能 thought it was impossible. Now, but Yugong took the long-term view here, and the philosophical view, because he said, "Look, after I die, I'll have sons," and that was
我死了有儿子，我死了 有儿子。
Good. 我死了，有儿子. Now, to die here is third tone, isn't it? It's
Yes, 死。
我死了 meaning after I die. 有儿子. There will be sons or a son, there will be son. And after the sons die, there will be
儿子死了，还有孙子。
孙子. So you've got 儿子 meaning sons, and you've got 孙子 meaning
Grandsons.
grandsons. Now, is that the same? It's the same. You know the Art of War. The guy who
yes.
wrote it.
Oh, the name, the writing is the same.
The writing is the same.
The pronunciation, you read that as 孙子。
孙子. There you go.
孙子。
孙子. Good. So he's the guy who wrote The Art of War. Sometimes pronounced Sun Tzu by English, but it's
老祖。
Lao Tzu.
老
Yeah,
子。
indeed. So once again, so sons are
儿子。
and grandsons are.
孙子。
Now, 孙子 can also mean, it means grandchildren. Can it mean girls as well? Or only men?
only
boys.
boys.
How chauvinistic here.
Yes.
How did he know he wasn't going to have any girls?
Well, it's labor work.
Oh, okay. That's fair enough.
Yeah,
That's
I'll
fair
use
enough.
the males in my family
Wow,
to move them
that's.
around.
I don't see you volunteering to run out with a shovel, Jenny, somehow to move a mountain. But that's. I'm just guessing.
You could be wrong.
Okay, and so let's see. What else did we have? So we had sons, we had grandsons. Oh yeah, but the mountain won't grow any bigger.
但是这两座山不会长高。但是这两座山不会长高。
Good. So they won't grow any taller. 不会长高.
不会长高。
Okay. You talking to me? No, I'm sorry.
That's what my parents used to say to me. If you don't exercise, you 不会长高。
Exactly. 不会长高. Okay, that's an interesting story. As you said, there's lots of different ways to interpret this story. I think, Jenny, you just gave us a very interesting why would anyone in his right mind want to move the mountain? But on the other hand, there's the
We're
interpretation.
focusing on the moral.
Indeed, and the moral here is persevere, and you can move mountains. You can achieve great things. You
Shall
can,
we have the word for persevere?
oh, we didn't have that. Okay, well, what was that?
坚持，坚持。
坚持. And
First and second tone.
First and second. That means to persevere, to keep
Yes.
going. Wow, interesting. Let's listen to that story again one more time.
有一个老人叫愚公，他家门前有两座大山挡着路，他决定和家人一起移山。另一个老人笑他太傻，认为不可能。愚公说：“
我死了，有儿子，儿子死了，还有孙子，孙子死了，还有他的孙子。但是这两座山不会长高，只要我们坚持，最后一定能成功。”
Okay, hope that was useful. I think stories really are a powerful way to learn.
Yeah.
I like stories. We're going to try to do more. One of the difficulties we have, like certainly in a newbie, but maybe in an elementary too, is that a meaningful story takes slightly longer time to tell it.
Oh, the complexity of the language
Yeah.
is tremendous.
Yeah, but I think we're finding ways to be able to bring even. I mean, this is fairly complex story in one level
Yeah.
because it's kind of philosophical. But I think we've got a lot more stories lined up now. So what you need to do is after you listen to these stories, is go to ChinesePod.com, explore the language, do the exercises and so on, and you can add different dimensions to your learning because audio is one way to learn, but there are tremendous supplements to it.
Yes.
Textual, visual, and all sorts of multimedia and other ways of doing that stuff. 对不对 Jenny？
Yes，
我刚才说的对吗？
非常对。
哦，谢谢。
That's the moral of our lesson.
Very good. All right, we've got to go now, Jenny.
Yes.
We've got to go move mountains somewhere. Okay.
We shall be back.
We'll be back.
Maybe in 100 years'
Yeah.
time after moving the mountains.
Fair enough.
It's time to say
再见。
再见.
As usual, ChinesePod provides an extensive selection of learning materials for this lesson on its website, www.chinesepod.com. You can access this lesson directly with the lesson number
0553.
So just go to www.chinesepod.com/0553
and
you will find a transcript, vocabulary, and much more. The link again, www.chinesepod.com/0553.